let us see how this topic is covered. This topic, this particular module is a very smallest module across all the modules. Okay, entire JAIIB. This is the smallest module. Okay, very small module. Only 5 units are there, and out of the 5 units also, at most of the places things are repeated. Things are that contents are repeated, and the talk is repeated. And exam point of view also, you need to just understand the concept of this ethical functioning and all these elements in a isolation, and however you need to learn how that is getting applied. Application part, that is more important. Okay, and therefore don't much bother about the definition part or the that you can say the words part. Rather than that, try understanding with a example, relevant example in and around our life, that particular fundamental. For example, when we say ethics means what is ethics? Okay, ethics at the every individual need to behave in a certain way. That behavior part, as far as his personal life concern, no one bothers. If it is your room, it is inside your room, whether you wear clothes, whether you don't wear clothes, I'm not bothered at all. Do you agree with me? Whether you wear, though you are a male, though you are a boy, if you wear sari, I don't bother, I don't mind at all. But where the question comes whether you are wearing clothes or not when you are out of your house, out of your room, and you are with either your family members or you are with your societal members. Then the concern is that then the society's decision is this way of moving out is not at all good. And when it is not good by many, so it is not good. Whether it is right or wrong, I'm not talking. What I'm talking to you? Because who decides what is right, what is wrong? You may say, sir, it is a right in my perspective. Therefore, nobody's perspective matters. What matters is what is good to many. Okay. For example, there is another video is there that also I normally show to teach you how the ethics fundamentals are beginning. Okay, concept of the ethics need to understood in its totality to understand the principle of utilitarianism and that the concept relating to ethics relay about the normative ethics. Okay, deontological ethics and normative ethics to understand, I normally go with a video. Okay, anyway, next you see here, ethical people are there. People who follow the ethics, they run the organization. So naturally, the organization also automatically has got certain ethical principles adopted by it, and all its activities, all its end results to the product, they all are in consonance with the ethical principle. They are also ethical. Agree? And that those kind of things are known as business ethics. Ethics at the individual level, business ethics and the ethics at individual level, there is not big difference, because ultimately business is done by the people. Who does the business? People do the business. And when people do the business, people have got the ethical mind, automatically their activities are ethical at the business level too. Because business is run by them, business is organized by them, business is managed by them. Okay. Are you getting me? So that is what we are going to learn in the second unit, business at ethics at the individual level. And a third principle we'll be learning at, as individual is somebody different than the employee. You as an individual, you as an employee, you have two different responsibilities. You have a different responsibility. As an individual, you have a different responsibility, different connections, different obligations. As an individual, you may be a Hindu. As an individual, you may be some that Christian, or as an Hindu, you may be a particular tribe. As an individual, you may follow a certain custom, certain practice. But as an employee, you need to adopt to the customs, systems, laws, rules, procedures set by the organization. Correct or not? And if you do not follow those customs, principles, rules, or the orders of the organization, then organizational way, you are unfit to be there. Am I right? Individual is different, employee is similarly. As an employee, there are certain activities they are treated as unethical activities. As an employee, they are treated as unethical activities. So which are all they? If you learn them in advance, so you won't be unethical. So that is what the idea, and accordingly individuals at ethical level and ethical principles at as an employee, that third aspect is learned. And then fourth aspect is, when people are so, or what is the obligation on the part of organization to see to it that entire organization functions in an ethical manner. So business ethics, what is business ethics? Principles of business ethics, ethics at the individual level, and then employee dimension of ethics. And the fourth is the as an organization, what organization to do so that the organization functions in a ethical manner. That is work ethics and workplace. And last one is the technology is changing the ethical dimension, and how technology is impacting on this particular part. So these are all the thoughts, these are all the ideas, these are all the concepts we will be learning. So I may not go word by word. I may not go word by word, but I'll definitely try giving you the insight into this subject, so that in examination, if at all there is a caselet comes, questions comes, you would be in a position to answer that. Now, second thing, yesterday I did share the presentations pertaining to this particular topic. Okay, particularly for the day one presentation, as well as certain ethical lapse cases in banking, I shared. And I had requested each one of you to at least go through those ethical lapse cases. Can I know how many of you followed that? How many of you read that? Please understand. Please understand that that's very, very important. Exam, there will be at least one or two cases. One case means 3 marks, and two cases means at least 3 plus 2, 5 marks you will be getting only from that small presentation having 4, 5 bank and institution related cases. Okay, fraud cases, or the cases unethical activity related cases. Because during this class of only 2 days, I may not be able to dive deep into that. Okay, I may tell peripherally, but you need to know about that case for your assimilation purpose and the reproduction purpose. Okay, so please read that carefully. Okay, next, because many of you feel that these are all my adaptation. If I want, I will. If I don't want, I can't. For example, coming late to office is ethical or unethical? Correct, bro? Now, unless and until organization has got a rule, okay, see, whether organization has got a rule or not, you should not go to office late. Am I right or wrong? Whether that organization has got a rule or not, one should not go to office late by 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. Correct or not? To implement so, okay, organization need to frame a rule for that. Otherwise also that is what expected from you. It was told to you on the day number one that your working hours are this. You need to work for this part of the time, and for that you will be paid. That is known to us. Okay, since people don't follow, definitely organization need to frame the rule. Organization need to frame the rule. So therefore, ethics is on one side the behavioral compulsion, second side adherence to organizational rules, organizational laws, societal laws, religious rules, religious laws. All that combination combined put together is the ethics. This ethics is not something one. Ethics is, see, people may follow the law. People may follow the law. Lawfully, they are correct. But ethically, there is a possibility of wrongness. Are you understanding me? My activities are not at all unlawful. I'm following the law. But at the end, if it is harming the section of the society which is not supposed to happen, then it is unethical. Hope you are appreciating that. Okay, so
Yes.
let's try learning all these things in this question, this slide. You can see on the screen multiple thoughts are there. Multiple. See, ethics, introduction, values, nature of ethics, business ethics, principles of business ethics, dimension of unethical practices, ethical business practices in India, how they are ensured. See, before 1992, there was no corporate governance concept. Corporate governance was not at all there. And as a result of that, what was happening? That good number of corporates, they were adopting the wrong practices. They were garnering the money from the public in the name of public issue. And within no time, the company was vanished. Company was vanished. So ultimately, the government need to think about that, and then government brought the guidelines. SEBI brought the guidelines of the corporate governance. Okay, so unethical practices in finance. Here is a that case, that presentation shared with you. See, business of banking is a more sensitive business. Banking is a business, am I right? Banking is a business, and that too business relating to money. And this kind of business, it impacts the lives of the people. Okay, lives of the people. Unethical practice in finance. Okay, then moreover, as a manager, how I need to be behaving ethically. As an employee, how do I need to behave ethically? What is that expectations of ethics? Okay, then ethical foundation in banking. Difference between morality and ethics, norms, beliefs, and values. Then organizational management by values. Then personal conflict between personal and business ethics. All these aspects we'll be learning as much as possible with examples. As much as possible with examples. Wherever you did not understand, don't hesitate to ask me. I'll try quoting with an example so that that particular aspect can be easily understood. Okay. Now, this is all exam purpose, one liner I am talking, nothing specific. Number one, the ethics as a matter of subject in a social psychology, introduced by person called Thomas Hobbes. He is known as father of modern ethics. But all of you are already aware that ethical principles are taught in our country thousands of years ago. Okay, 5,000, 6,000 years ago, when our Indian culture got started, that time itself, in our society, the ethical behavior is being taught. No doubt, in a manner of in a manner of subject, in the manner of book, in the manner of a branch of the psychology, social psychology, who brought it, he is Mr. Thomas Hobbes. What he is known as, therefore, he is known as father of modern ethics. Now, ethics generally divided into two branches. Okay, one is a deontological ethics. Deontological ethics means what? Deontological ethics is focusing on actions, morality of actions rather than the result. That should not have happened. Okay, that should not have done that kind of thing. Okay, whereas normative ethics, they are talking about the end result. result is good or result is not good, how that is ultimately impacting on people. Okay, so here actually that what yellow and blue you are seeing, no, yellow and blue, this yellow color HTTPS YouTube video. Okay, this YouTube video is the best example to learn the ethics. Best way to learn. Okay, are you ready for 2 3 minutes learning? But
Why not?
2 3 minutes put together, what will happen? No. What will happen? That content part you need to compulsorily read and come for the next class. Okay. Some contents you need to learn from your own and come to class. Are you ready? Shall we see the video? Just 3 minutes video, but that will teach you a lot of learning about the, and then we can start our class. Okay, there are two branches of the ethics. Number one is the deontological ethics, which is focusing on consequences. Okay, consequences happen due to particular action. Okay, so let us see now, let us learn that. You can also watch, huh? One, I have shared this presentation. Afterwards, you can also watch. Now, but careful, huh? All of you be very careful and attentive. Without your attention, you won't be able to follow. Okay. Please be attentive. Be attentive to listening the words too.
A runaway train is heading towards 5 workers on a railway line. There's no way of warning, but you're standing near a lever that operates some points. Switch the points, and the train goes down a spur. Trouble is, there's another worker on that bit of track too, but it's 1 fatality instead of 5. Should you do that? Many people think the right thing to do would be to switch the points, to sacrifice 1 to save 5, since that produces the best outcome possible. Now imagine the train heading for the workers again. This time it can only be stopped by pushing a very large man off a bridge. His great bulk would stop the train, but he'd die. Should you do that? Most people say no. But why not? Both thought experiments are cases of sacrificing 1 to save 5. What the trolley problem examines is whether moral decisions are simply about outcomes or about the manner in which you achieve them. Some utilitarians argue that the 2 cases are not importantly different from each other. Both have similar consequences, and consequences are all that really matter. In each case, 1 person dies and 5 are saved, the best option in each harrowing situation. But lots of people say they would switch the points, but they wouldn't push the man off the bridge. Are they simply inconsistent, or are they onto something?
Yes. What is that this particular video is trying to teach us? What has happened? There was a train to come. 5 workers are working on the track, and there is a lever. If this lever is pushed, the train will leave that particular track. 5 people are saved, and but unfortunately, there is 1 person who is there working. He will die. Means to save the life of 5 people, dying, making 1 person to die is most of the society or people accept it. They say, okay, to save the life of 5 people, we can make 1 person to die. This is the principle of utilitarianism. Okay, when it does good to many, then that is the acceptable principle. Who says that? Utilitarianism. Okay. Now, another people say, some set of people say, for example, here is another way also this can be stopped. That is, a person is sitting here, a person is standing here. If I push him from the bridge, the person will fall exactly here at the entry of the train, and then the train stops. But unfortunately, the person to whom I push, that person dies. Now, shall I do that? People say, no, 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 Now the question is, even in this case also, one person is dying to safeguard the five people. Why that should not be done? Then people talk about the way in which it is done is not good. Pushing somebody to die is not good. I hope you are getting me. And see, therefore, right or wrong. So ultimately, the ethics are all about making good to people, but the way in which that is being done good to people is also important. Okay, so that is what is being told by the normative ethics followers. Okay. This is a very good video. I wish that once again, after going home or after completing the class, please listen very carefully. Okay. So deontological ethics. Okay, they say that the action themselves are not so important. Most important thing is the consequences. Okay, consequences. Deontological ethics is all about the consequence. Many people are happy with that, and that is the rule to be adopted. Normative ethics people, Immanuel Kant says that no, if the particular way in which it is done, that way is not acceptable, or not acceptable. Okay, emphasizing the rules, principles, all that. Okay, now what is the values? Values are the core beliefs. Values are the core beliefs and the guide for person's actions. So but I think before that, I think you need to know what is ethics. Ethics is nothing but what is good and what is not good. What is good and what is not good. What is a moral duty and obligation to follow. That is what is the definition given by Merriam-Webster's definition for ethics. And as far as we as an employee, when we learn about the ethics, we need to learn ethics as the adopting or following the law of the land, rule of the organization, norms of the society, okay, respecting the feeling of the other person, respecting the feeling of the opposite person, not to hurt him. All that combined together is a ethical behavior for us. For example, if I come to your branch, I'm standing before you, I'm already 69-year old, I'm coming in the scorching heat, I'm frail, I'm shaking. And now the point is, all customers are equal to me. How do I need to bother about this fellow? That way, if you simply ignore towards me, I think you are unethical. Though there is no rule book, it is telling you that you should do this, you should do that. That is what is all about the ethics learning. So, ethics, is it a feeling? Is it about feelings? You may say it is
Yes, sir.
about religion, it is about law, it is about culture, it is about science. Independently following the law, I respect the feeling. I respect the feeling need not be construed as I am ethical. So, in combination of all the ethics is not individual one aspect. Ethics is a combination of coming from everywhere these directions and adopting in myself so as to be a better person, fit person in that societal context. So, see, ethics are different at home, ethics are different at the office. Ethics are different for the bedroom, ethics are different for the drawing room. Drawing room ethics are different. Am I right or wrong? Come in the drawing hall wearing your undergarment. You're not supposed to. Though it is your own room. Am I right? Though it is your own house. Still, I, I hope you are getting me. Okay. It is not your house or my house. It's not at all ethical to move around in undergarment. Okay. Now, who decided who it is not good? It is my house. Who are you to tell me? Okay, fine. The point is, the majority of the people or the society determined that, therefore you need to follow that. That's all. It's not about it is mine or yours. I hope you appreciate this, no? So religion, law, culture, science, all put together is a ethics. It is not ethics individually.